Welcome back to 3 News First Edition. It is 6:14. Sugary drinks such as lemonade are tasty, but you might want to think twice before filling up on them. Dr. Salim Surani joins us live to discuss the latest findings showing how they could lead to an increased risk of heart disease and even death for some people. Dr. Surani, good morning. Thank you so much for being with us.
Glad to be here.
So how do sugary drinks affect your heart?
You know, one of the things is it is good to be sweet. But when it comes to the sweet drink, I don't think so. There's a There's a very big study which happened, at the Harvard School of Public Health. They did it, and it was like a 38-year-long longitudinal study that took like 12,000 folks with the type 2 diabetes, and they look into it, someone who is drinking a sugary drink and someone who is not. And they found out that someone who is drinking a sugary drink, they had an 8% higher risk of death compared to somebody who is not drinking sugary drink. So I think, one of the things is we all know that the sugar and diabetes doesn't go well. But on the other hand, the heart disease and even increased mortality, how can we save that? I think, they also look into it. Some folks will use the artificial sweetener, even though we know that it's a very controversial, approved by the FDA, safe, but it's still they had a much lower incidence. Coffee came out top on the list, so
yes.
Here we go.
I love
coffee. It caused like 18% decrease in the risk of having all-cause mortality and 20% decrease in the heart compared to water was 16 and 24%. So, go with the tea, coffee, water.
Are some sugary drinks better than others? Like, what about juice and drinks that have like milk products?
They look into the juice, like, whether you have a carbonated drinks or you have orange juice, apple juice, grapefruit juice. We all felt that that is great, but they all turned out to have a higher risk of death and increase in the cardiovascular mortality. Compared to the some of the drinks which are sweetener, they had a lower incidence of death.
Is sugar from drinks worse than sugar from food?
One of the things is in the sugar in the drink, it is very concentrated. So, for example, you need about 10% of your total calorie intake by the carbohydrate. So, in other words, you need 50 grams. So, if you take a shake, guess what? You got your whole day worth of calories right there from the carb. And all the day what you're eating, that's going in excess.
Water is best.
Actually, coffee turned out to be better than water.
Even better than water?
Yes, actually, for the all-cause mortality, coffee was like almost 18% and water was 16%. But overall, cardiovascular, water came in 24% and coffee was 20%.
That's good news for us morning people.
I'm just trying to justify my coffee intake.
Dr. Surani, it's always a pleasure. So drop the pop for better health. Thank you so much for being with us today. Now, if you have a question for Dr. Surani, all you have to do is text it to the number on your screen. That is 361-855-6397.